In the quiet suburbs of a seemingly ordinary American town, lived a man whose name would become synonymous with a complex, darker narrative, Walter White.
Not the character from fiction, but a real individual whose life story, though lesser known, echoes a similar descent. He was a dedicated chemistry teacher, a man of science, respected in his community. Yet, beneath the surface of his respectable existence, a storm was brewing, leading him down a path he never imagined. This is the story of a brilliant mind, driven to desperate measures, and the profound cost of choices made in the shadows. Walter Samuel White was, by all accounts, an exceptional chemist. His passion for the molecular world was infectious, inspiring countless students in his high school classes. He reveled in the precision of reactions, the elegance of organic synthesis, and the sheer power of chemical knowledge. For decades, his life followed a predictable, modest trajectory: teaching, family, community. He was a man of integrity, deeply committed to his role as an educator and a provider, though his salary often struggled to keep pace with his family's aspirations and needs. The comfortable rhythm of Walter White's life was shattered by a devastating diagnosis. His beloved wife, Clara, was diagnosed with an aggressive, rare form of cancer. The recommended treatments were cutting-edge, promising, but financially crippling. Their modest teacher's salary and insurance coverage barely scratched the surface of the astronomical medical bills. The specter of losing his wife, coupled with the fear of leaving his children burdened with debt, began to consume him. It was a crisis that forced a brilliant mind to consider options previously unthinkable, pushing him to the precipice of desperation. Walter, armed with a lifetime of chemical expertise, saw a unique, albeit illegal, solution.
He wouldn't dabble in narcotics, a line he refused to cross.
Instead, he identified a lucrative niche: the synthesis of a highly pure industrial catalyst, in demand by specialized manufacturing sectors, but difficult to produce legally due to regulatory hurdles and high production costs. His plan was audacious: leverage his advanced understanding of chemical processes to create a superior product, discreetly, outside the confines of the law, to save his family from financial ruin. The moral compass spun wildly, but necessity dictated his course. Transforming an abandoned industrial unit on the outskirts of town, Walter meticulously assembled his clandestine laboratory. Every piece of glassware, every fume hood, every precision instrument was acquired with careful anonymity. His scientific rigor, once applied to classroom demonstrations, was now focused on achieving unprecedented purity in his illicit compound. He spent countless hours perfecting his process, his dedication yielding a product that quickly earned a reputation among those in the know.
The money started to flow, first a trickle, then a torrent, providing the vital funds for Clara's escalating medical treatments. As Walter's operation grew, so did the risks. His superior product attracted not only demand but also the attention of dangerous elements. He found himself negotiating with shadowy intermediaries, men who understood power and intimidation far better than chemistry. The intellectual challenge of synthesis was replaced by the terrifying reality of survival in a criminal underworld. His double life became an intricate web of lies, secrecy, and constant fear. Each successful transaction brought relief, but also heightened paranoia, as the walls of his carefully constructed world began to close in. The immense financial gains came at an unbearable personal cost. Walter became increasingly distant from his family, his mind consumed by the relentless demands of his illicit enterprise. The once bright, engaging teacher was now withdrawn, haunted by secrets. His wife, recovering but still frail, sensed a change, a growing void between them. The irony was cruel: he had risked everything to save his family, yet the very act was tearing them apart. He lived in a perpetual state of anxiety, the fear of exposure overshadowing any satisfaction from his ill-gotten success. The intricate facade Walter had built eventually began to crack. A routine police patrol stumbled upon unusual chemical waste near his abandoned lab, triggering an investigation. The authorities, initially baffled, slowly pieced together the puzzle. Walter's scientific signature, his unparalleled purity, became his undoing. The raid was swift and decisive. He was apprehended in his lab,
a man caught between his two lives, the genius chemist and the desperate criminal. The news sent shockwaves through his quiet community, shattering the image of the beloved teacher. Walter White's trial captivated the public. The narrative of a brilliant teacher driven to crime by dire circumstances resonated with many, yet the law remained unyielding. He was convicted and sentenced, his academic career irrevocably destroyed, his reputation in tatters. His family, though financially secure, was devastated by the public shame and his absence. From behind prison bars, Walter was forced to confront the true cost of his choices. The money had saved his wife's life, but it had irrevocably altered the lives of everyone he held dear. The irony was sharp, the regret profound. Walter White's story serves as a stark reminder of the fragile line between desperation and criminality. It forces us to ask, what would we do when faced with impossible choices? Was his brilliance ultimately a gift or a curse? While his methods were illegal and his actions morally compromised, the initial motivation sprung from a desperate love for his family. His journey from respected educator to incarcerated chemist leaves a lingering question about the human capacity for both extraordinary dedication and profound misjudgment when pushed to the absolute limit. His legacy is a complex tapestry of sacrifice, genius, and irreversible ruin.